Hey guys, Kale Anonymous here, and today we're checking out the legendary PIXAR Studios. Oh my God, we all know it, we all love it, and today we're gonna get to see how they make a film from beginning to end, and today they're working on Brave, so we're gonna get to check that out too. God, I'm fucking excited.
Hello, welcome to PIXAR.
So now, how obsessed did you have to get with Scotland? How deep did you go?
We went deep. We skinny dipped in locks. That's how deep we went. We explored castles. We drank out of, mystical wells. We hung out with the locals. We ate everything, including haggis. Don't knock it until you've tried it. Movies are an experience, and you don't want to go someplace that's dull. You want to have that experience. So the more we know, the more we could put into the movie, the richer it is, the better the experience.
This picture shows our directors, co-director, lying down in one of the highlands of Scotland. It's grasses, rocks, heather. All these things are combining to make this really chaotic world. And then we knew that we had to bring that back to PIXAR and send that on to the technical folks.
So the computer does everything kind of symmetrically and mathematically perfect, and that's pretty nice. Like all the grass could be nice and straight, nice even height. And what are we doing? Everything it doesn't do naturally. Multiple color, wavy grass, multiple lengths. We put history on it, dirt on everything, rough texture, asymmetry in the texture. So what does that mean? Lots of work, but the results keep feeding it and inspiring everyone. Keep going, because it's looking so natural and awesome and beautiful. It's worth the effort.
How long did this take to make?
Coming up with the idea till its release date, it'll be a little over 6 years.
PIXAR movies they always stand out, but there's always one thing where people are like, wow, that's new. And I think this time it's the hair, right? I mean, it's got to be the hair.
Hair is a big deal. I mean, to set a film in this medieval time period and in Scotland, we're talking kilts, which is a lot of cloth, and we're talking long hair and beards and stuff like that. Everybody has huge heads of hair, and Merida's being the biggest, reddest, curliest hair there is, absolutely had its difficulties and challenges.
If we don't get a human animation right, every human being in the audience who knows how a human moves is going to notice. So it was really very, very important that we take that time and really get that animation the best that we could. So that was an additional challenge.
Yeah, you don't want to slip into the uncanny valley. That's somewhere nobody comes back from.
Yeah, no, you can't return from there.
There's 1,500 hand-placed curves on her head. Each of the different colors that you see here represent the layers of her hair, much like you would see in Photoshop. Each layer is a style: soft fill hair, tight curls, really frizzy, big, wide curls. All of these layers will build up, layer on top of each other to then create the final look of her groom. As we went through this process, we would study hair and we realized it's almost as if curls defy gravity. It was then that we were like, well, maybe we should turn down gravity. We have a lot of footage of guys and the team acting out scenes to see what the hair would look like. We would follow a lot of curly-haired people around to make sure that that we understood the way the hair moves. It's a little bit creepy. Angus, the horse, though, was probably also a big challenge. He was probably the most complex in terms of different types of grooms that we had to put onto one character. He has fetlocks, he has a tail, he has a mane, he has his forelock. Doesn't stop there. He has chin hair, whiskers, belly hair, and then his body hair. And all these have to be groomed and built on top of him.
A lot of the trailers that come out for movies nowadays, they kind of give the whole story. And you guys have been kind of tight-lipped about it. It seems like we only got just the tasting of it.
Yes.
What's the story behind, what's the story behind that?
Well, it's a present that we want the audience to unwrap. If we have enough in the trailer to go, what is that about? I'm totally curious and interested. How is that going to turn out? Then we've got them hooked and they come in and see it in the theaters. It's just to whet your appetite. You don't want the full meal before you've had it to then decide you don't like it.
Yeah, because you'll be sick.
You'll be sick. You get stuffed. It's not a good thing.
We make what's called a story reel, which is the whole movie in drawings. We draw each sequence, we do it digitally. In editorial, we add sound effects, we add music, and we use actors that we recruit from different departments around the studio. So we end up, using actors that are our co-workers, and they come in and play all our characters. If we showed the story reels to a Scottish audience, they'd be horrified. You don't need anything from me, go home. But we make a valiant effort, and it's mostly to get the idea. Once we do these story reels, we show them to our group of directors called the Brain Trust inside the studio. We show them about every 4 months and take notes from them. The whole effort is testing ideas. We see the stake come into the ground, the banner's planted, and then the cloaked figure unveils herself as Merida. She makes her proclamation. Everybody's flummoxed by this. Mom stands up out of her chair. Merida can't shoot because her dress is too tight. And we knew that we had this idea that the dress sort of represents Mom. It's like Mom kind of boxing Merida in. And so we wanted to feel like one of her pushbacks is that she's popping the seams of this dress. Makes her shots. Mom's moving in on her, but she keeps going. Pops another bullseye. Mom's closing in. And then we wanted to slow down time here, so there's more frames drawn in here. And so when we're with her, we hear her breathing. All the sound kind of falls away. And we wanted to be really tight because it's sort of emotional, and it's a big moment for her, but she's going to see through this idea. She releases. A slow down time show the arrow actually warping around the bow like it would in real life, picking it up from another angle, and just being in this exaggerated slowed down time period. Everybody's standing up and waiting to see what happens, and just digging into that moment. So we see her result. She has a smirk, and it's like all the sound comes back in, and now we're in a real time again. We go straight from that into the argument between these two.
What is your favorite Pixar film?
Oh, my favorite Pixar film is Brave. Oh, you mean films that I haven't actually worked on?
Haven't worked on.
That I'm not biased to?
Yes.
I think my favorite films would have to be Up and Wall-E.
Did you cry on either of those?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yes, I did. Absolutely. Who could not? They wouldn't be human or mortal.
Okay, I almost cried right there.
Right there.
No, it's all right. What is great about having a strong female character as the lead?
We love having a strong female character as a lead in Brave because, first of all, we've never really had that. On a Pixar film, we've had female characters, but really driving the story forward, having a girl at the center of the story, that's great because, it's fun to be the first on something like that for Pixar. And also, she's relatable whether you're a girl or a boy. This is an adventurous, spirited, athletic kid. She's a teenager. She's just right on that edge of adulthood, making decisions for herself, and yet a little bit at odds, actually a lot at odds with what her family wants for her. So I think there's something in there that teenagers and parents and kids and grown-ups of every age are going to relate to, whether you're a boy or a girl, because it's like you may see something different for yourself than your family sees for you or than the world sees for you.
Merida is stuck between these two worlds, how she wants to be seen, she's figuring that out, and how the world wants her to be, through her mother, the Queen Eleanor. And how do you reconcile those differences? Well, we have to be brave enough to look inside ourselves and see who we really are, because we may not like what we find, but that may just be the answer. So there's that kind of bravery as well.
See, that's Pixar. All right, guys, that's it. I wish I could give you more of the story of Brave and what it's about, but they just wouldn't tell me. For instance, this is supposed to mean something. I don't know what. I guess I gotta go see the movie. All right, guys, Kel Anonymous. We'll see you guys next time.
Thank you.